Enterprise risk management, as we all know, is key to any corporation, right? So everyone is focused on what are the key risks to the enterprise. And I think in the last probably a couple of years, with the social media dialogue being dialed up as extensively as it has, many companies have put reputation risk on their enterprise risk map. We've also then taken it a step further from a communications perspective and said, if we look at that enterprise risk map, what are the top 5 potential crises that might face us? And then we're developing scenarios behind that. So what are the specific scenarios that we may need to be prepared for in the event one of those crises hit? We've then taken it a step further and begun to really look at the specific preparedness elements that we would need to have in place in the event a crisis hit. I mean, we've all seen the crises of BP and Toyota, and even in our own CPG space, there have been some crises that really make us stop and step back and think about who are the spokespeople we want to have in place. Are we really ready to execute? We don't want to be in the planning phase when it comes time to face a crisis. We want to be prepared and ready to execute. So we've been thinking about the spokespeople. We have also been putting together mock crisis simulations for our leadership team. And our executive team has gone through one just recently. And every other year, we'll take the executive team through a mock crisis, as well as their leadership teams through a mock crisis, to make sure that they're prepared. And I think probably one of the biggest elements that we're putting in place that other companies probably are doing, but we're looking at a listening tool, a listening model. The idea would be that it would be a tool that would aggregate everything that we're hearing. So if I'm a government relations person and I'm tracking legislation and trying to see what's happening on the Hill, I would be able to input into the model. If I'm in consumer services and I'm getting the feedback from our consumers, I would input into the model. If we're tracking media coverage to look at what are the key messages and kind of the key themes that are coming through, being pulled through our media, that gets input into the model. Same thing on a social media perspective. So any place that inputs are coming in, it gets put into the model and into the listening platform, which then aggregates what we're hearing and spits back out to us. Here's the themes, here are the key things that you need to be prepared for or thinking about.